NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
It is a partial grand reopening in San Diego. Thousands of businesses are resuming limited indoor operations for the first time since July. And while it's good news for most business owners, health officials are still warning everybody to be very cautious. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia. So this is a bit different than last time we reopened back in June. Now there are tighter restrictions as hair and nail salons, barbershops, restaurants, places of worship, museums, movie theaters, and gyms and fitness centers open indoors. All have modifications and capacity restrictions this time, not just theaters and churches as before. Today, supervisors warned that the last time we scaled back, we had fewer cases and still ended up closing back up.
We all know what the definition of insanity is, and that is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results. We opened up in mid-June, and we know what happened there. So this is a new approach, a gradual approach, and we hope our businesses can hang in there.
Something else that is different this time, bars are still closed, and now the county has a strong compliance program. With restaurants once again allowing a limited number of customers inside, we wanted to hear from restaurant owners about how the first day went. Breakfast Republic in Pacific Beach had a steady line this morning. They say they're happy to be back serving customers inside, returning to some sense of normalcy.
We're just, trying to make it work, and we're going to survive, and we're going to be a better company after COVID, for sure.
As of right now, restaurants can use 25% of their dining room or have 100 people inside, whichever number is smaller. Face masks must now be worn at all times inside a restaurant until the food arrives, and restaurants must also close by 10 p.m. Now to our numbers. Our case rate is at 5.8, which puts us in the red level under California's new color tier system. This number is from last Friday. It will be measured every Tuesday. Our positivity rate today is 5%. That 5% is 304 positive cases from more than 5,700 tests. In total, there are 38,604 confirmed cases. No additional deaths have been reported today. That leaves the total at 682 San Diegans. Tens of thousands of students headed back to school today in the San Diego Unified School District, all logging on virtually, at least for now. District officials say there is a plan in the works to eventually get some kids back in the classroom in just a few weeks. The first phase will try to help the most vulnerable, students who are homeless, foster kids, students with disabilities who require in-person service. Meanwhile, today we heard from some parents who had some tips for other parents dealing with online instruction.
We have Zoom, we have these amazing technology through gaming where these kids are connecting with each other on headsets and on video and things like that, and they're interacting. I know my daughter's school is fantastic where their clubs are now on Zoom and they're having these amazing in-depth conversations.
The district says that first wave of students back in the classroom will also include students who the district saw fall behind based on their report cards last school year. San Diego State has hired a private security company to monitor students on and off campus to make sure they're following mask wearing and physical distancing guidelines. The Union Tribune reported seeing hundreds of SDSU students walking on campus and in surrounding neighborhoods without masks over the weekend. University officials have said violations could result in an official warning and in extreme cases, even expulsion. Meantime, Airbnb has cracked down on 17 listings in San Diego County that have received complaints or have violated their policies about parties and events. Those listings have either been suspended or removed. This is according to the company. The actions targeted listings in Escondido, La Mesa, Mission Bay Park, Pacific Beach, and a variety of other San Diego neighborhoods as well. Well, nice relief from the heat to start the week, but the heat is still on the horizon. After a quick break, Dagmar will have your first alert forecast.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is a family-run company that is as diverse as their services, promotes employees from within, and gives back generously to the San Diego community.
I am Bill Howe.
I am Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
Because we know how.
Ending
Ending up seeing your Tuesday now just about the same temperature range as your Monday, which isn't too bad at all. Under partly cloudy skies along the coast, you will see the low 70s there. Inland valleys, that has you anywhere from the upper 70s into the low 80s. Partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny, seeing the mountains also fairly comfortable for now in the low 80s, and ending up seeing the mountains in the low 100s. Again, fairly comfortable for about another day or so. After that, we have another warm up on the way. So for your Tuesday, go ahead and enjoy. It's going to be beautiful first day of September.
A recent British study found about 40% of people thought time felt like it was going faster during the peak of COVID-19. On the other hand, 40% felt time slowed down. 19% of people felt time passed at a normal rate. But according to the study, the way you felt had a lot to do with your circumstances. There were 4 main factors associated with a distorted perception of time: age, how satisfied or happy someone was in their social interactions, the amount of stress a person was under, and how busy people felt.
Kind of stood still. It was like you didn't know what day it was, what time it was.
Now that it's summertime, we're outside, time is passing fast.
Yeah, I'm a nurse, so time has passed very fast for me.
There were several other factors you might think would have an effect, but apparently did not really influence the perception of time. That includes whether you lived alone, were employed, did more physical activity, or felt you were at risk of illness. The Padres are making the most out of their time right now with the addition of ace pitcher Mike Clevenger from the Indians. They also welcome back Hilltop High grad and former Aztec Greg Allen. Both players come from Cleveland in a 9-player deal. This is the Padres' 5th trade in 4 days. We just posted an article with all the details on NBC7.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our On Friar podcast with Darnay Tripp and Derek Togerson for all of your Padres-related news. It's free in the App Store. Just search On Friar. That's going to do it for our nightly check-in. Have a great night.